On a Snow White was a princess whose mother was a single mom. Her father married a woman who wasn't as she seemed. She was the cruelest and meanest stepmother to Virtue. One day, Virtue saw her stepmother looking into a mirror and thought she heard the mirror tell the stepmother that she was the most beautiful in the land. Her stepmother gave her a mirror. Virtue didn't know it was cursed, so that each time she looked into the mirror, she could hear the words her stepmother said about her, and it made her feel bad about herself. She started to feel bad about her looks and avoided mirrors. When Virtue was made to clean the steps of her mother's castle, at first she was upset and wanted to get back at her stepmother, but then she saw her choose the bright ring. Bling! Then she thought of a way she could work and be bright and happy when she worked. She could come up with a song like Whistle While You Work. So each time she worked or was asked to do something, she chose to sing and whistle to be happy while she worked, and found that the work went more quickly and easier when she did. When Virtue became older, she went to Castle High. The first day was really scary for her. There were all sorts of scary creatures, and she felt very alone in the dark halls, and felt like everyone was looking at her and judging her. She looked down scared to look up at the bright eyes looking at her. While she was looking down, she saw her choose the bright ring. Ding! She wondered what she could do to help her feel better and have courage. She remembered hearing a talk by Knight Packer of the royal court about keeping a song in your heart. She decided to sing with a song and a smile. With that song in her heart, she was reminded to smile at all the scary creatures at the school and realized that what seemed scary at first can just be her own fear. The more she got to know them, the masks came off, and she quickly became friends with all the creatures that had been scary at first. When Virtue went off to Dwarf College, she had a really negative roommates in her cottage dorm. There was one named Gossipy, another named Dirty, another named Whiny, and many other horrible names. At first, Virtue really wanted to fit in, so she started whining about things, refused to wash the others' dishes, and started gossiping. She didn't feel very happy, though. Her first thought to be happier was to avoid her roommates, but that made her feel lonely. She looked down to pray and noticed her choose the bright ring, bring, and thought she could set an example to the other roommates and by choosing the bright side of life. She could choose to not judge her roommates, but to love them and help them make better choices instead. After the dwarf cottage was cleaner, happier, more peaceful, and everyone wanted to visit their cottage and be part of their group. Virtue then passed the wishing well and thought, I want to make a wish that someday my prince priesthood will come. She then dug a coin out of her pocket and got her to make the wish come true. Then she looked down at the coin in her hand and said the words, "In God we trust." She realized that the wishing well was not there because the well had powers to grant the wish, but when the people tossed their coins in, they were saying a type of prayer and trusting that their Father in heaven will take care of them. So from now on, when she would see a coin, she would be reminded to trust in Him. Virtue had other trials when she went on a mission quest to foreign lands and was in a dating coma for a few years. When she got back from her quest, she met her prince priesthood, who took her to the temple where they were married. While there, Virtue looked into the mirrors in the castle wedding room and heard her Father in heaven's voice and what he thought of her. He told her that she was his fairest. From then on, whenever she looked in the mirror, she heard his voice. Princess Virtue and Prince Priesthood lived happily forever after.
Yay! Okay.